Everyone's favorite Netflix show via the quarantine, or the quarantine, depending upon where you come from, likely for the most part was Tiger King. And what made news stories here recently via Nat Geo, our old buddy Doc Antle. What was his name, Alan? Bagavan?
Bagavan?
Bagavan Doc Antle has been brought up on charges of wildlife trafficking and animal cruelty related to his activity with lions. So he owns the Myrtle Beach Safari, which is prominent face of attraction and touted cub petting of tigers long before Joseph Maldonado Passage or Joe Exotic gained notoriety earlier this year in his starring role in the Netflix documentary series Tiger King. Antle's 37-year-old facility, which he runs with 3 girlfriends and his children, has long been popular with celebrities in seeking to cuddle tigers. So on October 8th, the Virginia Attorney General's office charged Antle with 1 felony count of wildlife trafficking, 1 felony count of conspiracy to traffic wildlife, 4 misdemeanor counts of conspiracy to violate the Endangered Species Act, and 9 misdemeanor counts of animal cruelty. So apparently the clown that he was doing business with, Keith Wilson, owner of Wilson's Wild Animal Park in Winchester, Virginia. If you thought Antle's charges were a lot, here are the rap sheet on Wilson. He's been indicted on identical charges to Antle, plus 4 additional counts of conspiracy. Wilson already was facing 46 counts of animal cruelty in relation to a November 2019 raid that resulted in authorities confiscating 119 of his animals. It's illegal to sell lions protected under the Endangered Species Act across state lines. Both of these clowns are in deep water. Does any of this shock any of you? I know that he seemed to be an outlier in the series. He was just like this guy that says, "Oh yeah, I do what I do." The real trouble was with Carol Baskins and Joe Exotic, but now old Bagavan, he's facing the stick.
I think what shocks me is he wasn't arrested for running a fucking cult.
That's it. Took the words right out of my mouth, sir.
Cults,
like a cult, a brothel, I believe, most likely. Is definitely polygamy going on, which I think is illegal in most states other than Utah.
Is it illegal? Is it illegal to be Mormon? Is it illegal to be Mormon?
No.
Well, I mean, it's illegal to be like old Mormon. Yes, there's a whole community in Mexico. Yeah. Like Mitt Romney's family, like they moved to Mexico so they could bang multiple wives. Technically that is it's technically illegal. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Bottom line is, Carol Baskin wins again. That's what this is.
Yeah.
If you go back, and I haven't gone back and rewatched Tiger King, maybe I will one day. I feel like once was enough for me. Yeah. But it was her life's mission to shut all the competitors down in one way or another. And she's her name's not Carol, it's Karen Baskins. She is the Karen of wildlife rescue. I'm doing it right, they're doing it wrong. And she was like lobbying Congress people to go and like have them investigate, and the squeaky wheel gets the oil. And I feel like she probably just lobbied enough people. All these wildlife people are breaking or skirting a law in some capacity. And I think it's just he's arrested on a technicality because the guy he was dealing with was a shitbag. All these people that deal with animals are shitbags in some capacity. But why do we care? I thought we wanted these animals to live.
Well, yeah, I did. When you say technicality, I counted it up. It's about 16 technicalities according to the VA General's office or Attorney General's office. But you did bring up a good point when you said pretty much anyone who's dealing with these exotic cats are probably breaking the law in one way or another. But I guess the payoff has to be worth it. 3 wives and children or not, right?
Yeah, a thriving. He created a thriving destination for tourism for his state. He employed how many countless people over the years. He saved and created the lives of how many endangered species. If these animals are so endangered, why do you care how people breed and sell them? I know their lives may not be all that worthwhile after they pop out of their tiger and lion vaginas, but they're breathing, their hearts are pumping, the DNA still exists. They're not wiped off the face of the planet. So why do we care how they're kept as long as they exist?
Well, while I may be the resident Middle Classholes Harlem Globetrotter expert, I'm going to defer to Alan, who's our resident Middle Classholes endangered species specialist on this one.
True.
Go ahead.
That's true. Thank you, Wesley. So, I mean, I'm kind of with you on this one, Murr, because if they're endangered, right, gotta keep them alive. And keeping them alive sounds like number one goal.
Right.
So, however that needs to get accomplished, we need to do that. If we got to Jurassic Park them, we Jurassic Park them. But we get them alive. That's the baseline. The next kind of step up from that is, should we have some in the wild? For posterity? To be like, hey, that's what they do. That's what they, actually do. And I'm pointing to them in the distance that you can't see. So I think there is a small population that I think you kind of need to have in the wild. You can't just be like, all right, we're going to shove a fucking bunch of dolphins in a tank. We got dolphins, though, guys, just in case. I think you still got to leave a couple out there, and you got to have some balance to the endangered species. It's like, yeah, sure, make some tiger mills. I'm okay with it. Let's chuck a couple of those back up in the jungles of Indonesia, though, because we should.
Sure. And I'm okay
that's all
with
I'm saying.
Normal, everyday, sane-minded human beings are not going to breed exotic, wild animals that can gnaw your face off in the snap of a finger. Okay? Tuna oil should not be the catalyst for murder, so normal people are not going to have these types of animals. It takes weirdos and vagabonds like Doc Antle and Joe Exotic and, to a lesser extent, a Carol Baskin. But I don't see fucking Ugandan Air or Nigeria fucking airlines coming over to take tigers back over to the homeland. I don't see them doing that. So to me, they're just as culpable. Homeboy can pop out 100 tigers in a year, but nobody's coming to grab the tigers and take them back to the wild. So how's this guy to blame? There's more tigers in captivity in Texas than there are alive in the wild today. That's a travesty.
You look that
Why
up?
don't we just ship them over?
You look that up? That's
that's like a fact.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a fact.
First of all, you illiterate Tiger King, fuck it, sardine oil, not tuna oil. All right. And second of all,
Fuck you.
Well, I think my biggest qualm with what he had to say was, I don't think tigers are native to Africa. I think they're native to Asia,
India,
and South Pacific.
Yeah, so Ugandan.
I mean, shipping them over there, I guess would be kind of cool.
Right? Yeah,
we could figure some things out. I think.
Yeah, dump an invasive apex predator into Uganda. Yeah, could be fine.
I think preferably you would want to jumbo crate drop them into an Asian jungle, Vietnam, Thailand. Thailand sounds good.
Yeah,
lots of jungle there.
You know how much people don't care about tigers is because people like me who fancy themselves rather intelligent on dumbass fucking information don't realize that they come from fucking Indonesia and Malaysia. In fact, there's a Siberian tiger. Okay, fine. Drop them off in Russia. Okay?
Touche.
Yeah.
There's more land mass in Africa than there is in Myrtle Beach.
Right.
Still, it'd be a fun place for them to run around. And
yeah, but then how would Doc Antle wear these cool hats with his one side rolled up and his gold hoop earring?
Yeah.
I still think that this is a case of good old fashioned American loophole. We can't take this guy down for running a cult because nobody's complained about it. So let's get him for all the other shit that we technically have on the books. I just don't like all the charges he's up against. I mean, can't we just simplify it like, hey, man, you're not allowed to do that. Give him a chance to either rectify the situation or just charge him for what you really want to charge him with. But all this other like nonsense is just bullshit.